Cobb County teacher has been fired after reading that book about gender identity in class. Katie Renderly had been suspended since reading that book to her fifth grade class last spring.
Fox 5's Denise Dillon was at tonight's meeting where the school board decided she will no longer be teaching in Cobb County.
Katie Renderly stood in the back of the room during the Cobb County School Board meeting as parents spoke out in favor and against firing her. Renderly has been suspended since March after reading the book My Shadow is Purple to her fifth grade class at Due West Elementary. The book touches on gender identity. The Cobb County School District says when Renderly read the book in the classroom, she violated Georgia's new divisive concepts law, which limits what teachers can talk about in class. A disciplinary panel ruled Renderly showed a lack of judgment, but recommended she keep her job. The school board rejected their finding and fired Renderly.
Welcome to the podcast, It2 Podcast. The acronym meaning, is it important to you? If it is, there's no judgment. If it isn't, there's no judgment. We can voice how we feel about each topic respectfully in the comments with each other. So today we just wanted to cover this ongoing case with Katie Renderly in Cobb County. She was terminated from her teaching job for reading a book by Stuart Scott. The name of the book is My Shadow is Purple, to fifth graders about gender fluidity. And when I looked up gender fluid, it means that a person is gender fluid when they don't identify solely as male or female, and their gender identity changes over time. Thus, the term refers to a change in a person's gender, expression, identity, or both. She read this book to fifth graders. So when parents found out, they were outraged, of course, because these are fifth graders. Usually their ages are 10 to 11 years old. And the school board had a meeting and decided to terminate her for reading the book, even though some of the retired educators said that she made a bad judgment, but didn't think she should lose her job. But the Board of Education, they thought otherwise. Do you think what are your thoughts? Do you think it was justified in that they should have terminated her for reading a book she had several options to read other books, and she said the students chose this book. What are your thoughts on her being fired, and should she be get her job back?
I know the book, but I didn't see the cover. How does the cover look? Because if she's saying the kids pick the book, a lot of kids pick books off of how they colors maybe make. Well, now it's taking a turn. I had a whole opinion until you just said the children.
This is how the cover looks.
I mean, I seen that. It's cute. I mean,
it is cute. So of course, 10 and 11-year-olds.
I'm sure there's other cute books.
Mm-hmm. And
I think also, even if they pick that book and she's seen, you know what, this is about identifying yourself and your sexuality. I don't think we should read this because it's not my place as a parent or a teacher. You're not their parent, so it's not your place.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that children, they're gonna figure this out anyways. You must feel like there's some children in this class that are unsure of themselves. Must be for you to read that out loud and say, because a lot of people think like, you know what, there's a lot of kids struggling with what they should identify as, so let me make them feel comfortable and read them something that'll bring it to their attention. And you know how you say plant the seed. They may not think about it now, but they'll go back and say, oh, you know what, when I was in this grade, in this class, this teacher read this book. But as life goes on, you figure out who you want to be in general. So I don't think because then that'll leave some kids wondering to other things too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she should have read it.
Yeah. And so do you think that it's justified with them terminating her from the elementary school that she was working at? Do you think they should have just reprimanded her, or do you think the firing is justified? Like they should have terminated her for it.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say maybe give
They
her like,
had suspend. They did
yeah,
suspend
and then they did a board.
her board meeting
Yeah, they did
with
that,
the
and
school
they
board.
decided.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm
And,
saying is, if the board would never decided to fire her, we have humans compulsive behavior, so nine
mm-hmm.
times out of 10 she would have did it again. Because a lot of people get suspended for something. Who You get suspended for something, you go to jail for something. They, for odd reason, they do it again. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm
and
trying
it says that Cobb County adopted a rule barring teaching on controversial issues in 2022. So, uh, I don't know if she should have been terminated, but I think that it was not her place to read to people's children a book about gender fluidity because they're only 10 and 11 years old. She's there to teach reading, writing, arithmetic, history, social studies, that sort of stuff. She made the comment that she I guess when she made a comment to the effect saying that it's like limiting the freedom of teaching and a freedom of learning. But to me that's not that's optional. That's not something that kids need to learn at 10 and 11 years old, whether they want to be something other than what they were biologically born. It makes no sense. You
and I
that
think about it. I think about it. What if I had a child?
mhm.
I don't have kids. I know some parents are probably angry because they're in that position, and they could say, "Don't read this to my child." I don't know how to. That's why you have to be neutral when you're not in other people's shoes.
Mhm.
You have kids, so of course you right off rip were like, no, that's wrong because you have kids. But I don't have kids, so I had to put myself and say, what if I had a child? Would I? Because it's easy for me to say, oh, it's not a big deal because I don't have a child. I don't know how that feels. I could easily say
Mhm.
it's not a big deal, but then when I think about it, like,
Mhm.
it's a little weird. I don't think you should have read
Yeah.
that.
And then here it is. It says Miss Renderly quote the board's decision to terminate me undermines students' freedom to learn, end quote. It's just, I don't think that's something. And out of all the options, she said that she offered the children options and this is what they chose. You shouldn't have had that book as an option because it's not her place to teach her children if they want to be male or female. They are what they were born. When they get older, it's going to be enough of this in that the kids are going to learn about because it seems like it's everywhere now with this gender fluidity and transgender and all of this stuff. Why try to teach 10 and 11-year olds about this? It makes no sense. And like I said, though, I don't think that she should have been terminated. I just think she should have been maybe reprimanded and suspended. And if she did it again, terminated. So, but it's not her place to do this. So I could understand how the parents are upset about that. I would be upset also. So she is, I believe they said that she's going to appeal this decision. And I think that if she does win, she has a federal lawsuit and she is going to try to sue for wrongful termination. But she can teach in other counties. But I guess she wants to make a point and say that people have a freedom to learn or whatever. So she's going to try to fight it and she is going to appeal it to the Cobb County Superior Court. So let us know what you guys think about this teacher, Miss Katie Renderly. She read to her fifth grade students in Cobb County a book about gender fluidity, and she was terminated as a result of her actions. Let us know, do you find it appropriate for a teacher to read this type of content to children, or was it inappropriate, and was it justified, her losing her job? Just like, share, and subscribe. And thank you guys for listening.